We all know this can't just be a movie night. Please expose Jake. I don't even know what to expect.
The biggest thing is the personality. Yeah, personality. Yeah, I can't fault myself. Bro, I look at her and go, I haven't got the girl there where I'm like, fuck me, I want her in clothes on.
I didn't even remember this.
I want to be here.
This is brutal, guys. I can't lie. This is brutal. They should have exposed his castle and more egging. Guys, we have so much to talk about today. Okay, so before we get into all the other stuff that I'm excited to talk to you guys about today, first of all, we see that the people saved are Mary and Tyler. So, well, kudos to all of you guys who predicted that. A few people in my comment section and the last review I did predicted that, and you guys were absolutely spot on. I did think for some reason that they will save Amy, because I didn't know that Tyler would be saved. So I thought if Hugo was saved, they will save Amy. But honestly, I'm not mad at all that Hugo is gone. I wanted him gone. I don't know if any of you guys clocked, but did you see Hugo's face? I feel like he felt kind of disappointed when he wasn't chosen. And from his perspective, he's probably thinking, I've given a lifeline to a lot of the girls here who haven't chosen me today. So he was probably kind of like, he probably felt a bit disappointed and let down, because he probably thought that they had his back, because he probably believes that he had their back in there, which from his perspective is understandable. Obviously, he didn't say this. I'm just interpreting from his facial expressions. And then obviously the people who dumped are Clarice, Hugo, Sam, and Amy. I feel like Sam, it was just a bit peak for him, his Love Island journey. That's the thing with the Love Island, when the Love Island cast, when they have the power to vote, they always save their friends and their OGs, and they don't really think much of the people who haven't even got a chance. Because if we're being real, if the show is really just about finding love, and how, if the show worked in the favor of that alone, Sam should have been saved, because Sam has been there the shortest, and he literally has not been able to form a connection with anyone. So I feel like it was a bit unfair, and I feel like he probably just chose the wrong time to come in, because everyone had already established friendships, and obviously they're gonna save their day ones or whatever. So that was quite peak, but you know, it happens. Sorry guys, I just had to play around the light a little bit. Also, can I just say, Matthew, I do know that his conversation style is weird. He literally was like, we're done, and walked away. I'm sorry, but I feel like that it was good the way he kept it short and precise and straight to the point. I feel like he knows his worth, and it's nice to see. And I just didn't like how, I get it, his conversation style was weird, like I said, but when Kaz kept demonstrating it over and over again, I just didn't find it entertaining, and it wasn't giving what I think she thought it was giving. It kind of just looked like she was making a mockery. Her saying she was confused, there was absolutely nothing to be confused about. Matthew was very clear, and I'm glad for himself that he did that. And obviously from his point of view, he was right. The door wasn't ajar. The door is completely open for her to get to know Tyler, because obviously she clearly prefers Tyler. So I just hope he finds someone in there. Hope he cracks on with someone. Hope someone comes in for both him and Abigail, because obviously they're yet to find a connection in there. But I like that he kept it short and precise. And yes, he does conversate quite differently, but everybody has their style. Everybody has their persona. And if he's just a quiet guy, it's just what it is. He doesn't need to be made fun of. And I just didn't appreciate that part. And I feel like even when Kaz was telling Liberty about the conversation with her and Matthew, I think Liberty kind of understood Matthew's point of view, because she was like, oh, I see both ways. But obviously she's friends with Kaz, she's going to be biased. But I feel like she did understand his point of view, and I think that she kind of was just trying to back Kaz because that's her mate, which is fair enough. So obviously we see Teddy, and we see Faye talking to the girls about Teddy, and she's saying how Teddy likes jazz and she likes Disney and all of these small things that can always be worked around and people can compromise about. I feel like it's normal. Clearly Faye is someone who has expressed that she's been hurt in the past, so she's obviously scared to open up. So I think that's where that was coming from. I don't think it's big enough to end the relationship, but one thing that she did say that I clocked onto, she said that she doesn't know in the outside world, she doesn't know if Teddy would fit in with his family, her family. I'm not sure her reasons behind saying that, but if that is true, that's actually a real concern for relationships. I've always said to myself, like, if my man's family doesn't like me, I'm sorry, there's so many men in the world, I'm going. Because guys, I'm telling you, when your in-laws don't get along with you, they can ruin that marriage. I've seen it firsthand, what in-laws can do to marriages. So that's just by the way. So if that's a real thing, that's a valid concern. But the jazz and the Disney thing, those things are not big enough to be a reason why someone shouldn't go forward with someone else. But I think her point about him being able to fit in with a family, if she actually doesn't think he'll fit in, that is a valid problem that they could have in the future. And one thing, I feel like just because Jake and Liberty are boyfriend and girlfriend, I think, and it's normal, we see this, when one person pops the question, the rest of the people feel like they have to. I find it very forced, very cringe. Just because you're in Love Island doesn't mean you have to leave there as boyfriend and girlfriend. I feel like it makes more sense leaving there as being exclusive, because I know for myself, if I wasn't there, I would, and I even found a connection with someone, I'd be like, you know what, I want to see how we'd get on in the outside world before I know if we can be boyfriend and girlfriend. But I would happy to be exclusive, because you need to see your relationship outside that villa, because you're a place with someone where you live together, you see each other every single day. Obviously it's similar, because obviously if you're in a relationship with someone in the outside world, you will see them often, but I just feel like it's important to see how it works in the outside world before even committing to boyfriend and girlfriend. That's just my own opinion. So I feel like Faye and Teddy should not feel in a rush. It's okay for them to be exclusive. They don't have to put a label on it, because that adds pressure to stuff, and you should only be doing it for the right reasons. And if they don't feel like they're ready for it, then obviously then they're probably not. And yeah, I just think there's no rush, and I just feel like it's more natural to, when people after 2 weeks you ask them to be your girlfriend, it's so quick. Like that, it's just a really quick thing to happen. So I just don't want them to feel like they're under any pressure to do that. It doesn't mean their relationship isn't progressing just because they haven't put a label on it yet, and I hope that they both know that. And I feel like Faye and Teddy, Faye at least, she's very real and straightforward, and I feel like she would know that just because even if every person in the villa that couples up becomes boyfriend and girlfriend, I feel like she would know that doesn't mean that she should also do the same thing. Do you guys get what I mean? So I just don't want them to feel rushed, because it's not weird for them to not leave as boyfriend and girlfriend. It's not weird at all. Also, when she kept saying the G word, was anyone else confused? Because my dumb ass didn't know that she meant girlfriend, but I figured that out later. Also, guys, the movie night. Have we had the movie night before? Can someone please comment? Because I don't know if I've ever seen this kind of movie night thing when they show people what wasn't shown. And one thing, I'm glad that they exposed parts of Jake, because I want Liberty to clock that. I want her to clock what we think about Jake, because a lot of people think Jake has been playing a game and is playing a game. You know, you have the Jake theory, and I want Liberty to clock onto that because she's such a lovely girl. Can I just say, that was so brutal, that clip that they decided to show of Jake. Oh my God, like, I don't even remember that conversation happening. Maybe I just didn't watch that episode, but obviously I understand if she feels a kind of way. He was basically saying he wasn't attracted to her, and basically she ain't all that, it's just a personality. Even to tell your boys that's kind of rude, you know, like, do you know why? Because obviously in the real world, it's normal for guys to converse about this. But on TV, where you know that all you say is probably going to be used against you in the future, it's very, I don't know, it's very silly of him to have told them that, because they're on TV. Like, it's going to come back and bite you. What do you think this is? So I understand. I would honestly feel a type of way if my boyfriend was telling his friends that, oh, it's just her personality, she's not all that. That would hurt anyone. So, I think that was really brutal. I'm not going to lie. Even what they showed about Faye and Teddy, obviously we saw when Faye was saying that about Teddy. One thing about Faye, I don't think she, like, even when she was laughing, she should have just looked over and seen Teddy's reaction and just chilled out. But she was just laughing with her girls. He clearly was not having it. He didn't find it funny. He said that he's asked her in the past before if there's an issue between their humor or whatever, and she said no. So I think he probably just feels dumb, because he's probably thinking, oh, I can't make you laugh. Like, obviously a guy doesn't want to be told that his girl doesn't think that that he can make her laugh. So I get why Teddy is upset. Obviously in the next episode, the next scene of the preview for the next episode, we see them arguing. I just really hope that whatever they argue about, they work it out. I really jinxed myself yesterday, because yesterday I really said I feel like it would be smooth sailing between Faye and Teddy, because they seem so unproblematic, but boy was I wrong, because this movie night really started issues for them. So I hope that after all the screaming and shouting, all of that, I hope they can make up. I feel like Faye needs to calm down, because obviously Teddy knows that she's a fiery woman. He knows how she is, but we see her shouting, all of that. I feel like the vibe I get from Teddy, he seems like the sort of guy that integrity and respect really matters to him. And I really hope that doesn't turn him off to the state that he's like, actually, I don't want this girl, she's too much wahala, like she's too much problem, I don't want it. So I just hope that she learns how to compose herself better. You don't need to be shouting at someone when I know obviously conversations get heated, I understand that, arguments get heated, we've been there, but you need to kind of learn how to compose yourself and just, you know, bring your voice down. So I just hope that she kind of figures out a better way of communicating with him, because Teddy is not, clearly he's not a shouter. I don't even think he likes to argue, and he's the calm guy, so he's meant to be like her balance, you know, and they're meant to mix and match well together. But I think they will be able to make up. Let me know what you guys think about today's dumping. Did you think it was fair, the people who got dumped? So Sam, Clarice, Hugo and Amy got dumped. Do you think that was completely fair? Are you happy that Mary and Tyler was saved? What do you think about Matthew's situation? Or what do you think about Kaz and Tyler getting back together? What do you think about the movie night? Do you think the producers were a bit snaky? Do you think that was too far? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'll be replying. I love engaging with you guys, and I'm so appreciative to everyone who engages with my videos. But thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick short review. I think that's all the things I wanted to say. And if you guys I always forget to say this, but if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a like. Feel free to comment any thoughts you have on tonight's episode, or any predictions you have, and please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me and I really appreciate it. So thank you guys, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.